a lot of people don't really know what they can compost. So today I'm going to be talking about the things you can compost, not only in your composting pile or composting bin, but in your raised garden bed directly, which is what I do here in my urban environment here. Welcome to self-sufficient urban gardening. First thing that most people don't know is that paper can be composted. Look at this. I have here a box of shredded paper, which I'm going to compost right now in my raised garden bed. So this should decompose pretty fast because it's all shredded into tiny little pieces. And once you wet paper, it should decompose pretty fast. So I'm going to show you in a couple weeks how it looks so you can see that paper decomposes pretty fast. First, I'm going to remove the wood chips, and then we're going to bury the paper right here. Now I'm going to spread the shredded paper, a very thin layer here, so it decomposes faster. Cover it up with the soil back again, and we're ready to go. Before we cover it, I'm going to wet it so the process is accelerated. And finally, cover it up. Now, let's cover the whole thing. Make sure all the paper is covered and wet. The soil is moist, so it should do the job. Finally, put the wood chips back on top to hold the moisture in. And we're all done. A couple weeks later, I'm gonna show you the results. See you then. All right, it's only been a week, so let's check how the paper is decomposing. Yeah, there's still some paper in there, so we're gonna have to wait a little longer, and then I'll show you again in a week or so. All right, another 2 weeks. Let's check if the paper has decomposed. There's some tiny little pieces that still seem to be there, but most of the paper maybe has decomposed. Yeah, I can still see some clusters that were slightly bigger. They're still here. But most of it, as you can see, has decomposed, except some of these clusters. You can see part of it there, but not much. So yeah, it's been several weeks until paper was decomposed. Another thing you can compost is coffee filters. Not only the coffee grounds are really good for the soil, but also the coffee filter is just like paper, right? It's going to decompose really fast. Here I have an apple that's gone bad. Even leftover rice and beans I have in here. This is my kitchen scraps of the week. Let's see what else we have here. Banana peel, eggshells, even some seeds with a little bit of the stuff that was inside the spaghetti squash that we ate. Banana peel is my favorite because it has a lot of potassium. Leftover okra and other veggies, corn husk. What else do we have here? Yeah, green beans. That's all leftover from this week. All of this you can compost. Another thing people wouldn't compost is mango seed. So you can see here, this is the seed of the mango. There's still some mango in here, which we couldn't really bite it off. But yeah, the seed itself won't really decompose, but everything around it will. So not really a waste. You know, you can throw it in the trash, but you can use it, you know, in your compost, and most of the flesh that is still here, it will decompose and help your soil. And in fact, it's possible, and it's happened to us, that the mango seed itself will sprout and you can have a little mango tree. It doesn't really grow here. We don't have much space, so we don't have those, but it did sprout a couple times in our backyard. One of the biggest difficulties about composting is avoiding attracting animals, because if you have a compost pile, it's kind of exposed, so animals like rats will definitely go there. If you have a rat problem in your region, that's really something to worry about. However, the advantage of burying your compost, your kitchen scraps, or even bread or cooked foods is that rats and other animals have a much harder time getting to your compost, and you're gonna be protected and you're gonna avoid those types of animals. So yeah, bread and other things can be buried, and that's a very fast and efficient and safe way of composting. You can also compost corn. Actually, everything from the corn, not just the cob. Everything you can compost. And grapevines. They are hard, but they will also decompose. Here's what happens when you compost corn. Look at that. Almost nothing left after a few weeks. Not only can you compost in your raised garden bed by just burying your kitchen scraps every week, but you can also do that even while growing stuff. So you can see here I have okra growing, and right here in the middle between these okra plants I really don't have anything. So I could plant something else, but I don't have anything ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compost my kitchen scraps right here between my okra plants. Not very close to each other. I'm burying here a little bit far from the roots. So the roots are really not going to go directly into the compost, because that would be a problem. But if you have some spacing between your composting here and your okra plant or whatever plant you have, then you should be fine. So you can actually compost in mid-season as long as you have some space. These are my beet leaves that didn't get eaten this time, and an orange, a full orange that actually went bad, so it's gonna go all straight in here, and a little bit of kitchen scraps of this week with banana peel and some other stuff. So all of that in here will decompose in probably about 2 weeks. The reality is that you can compost almost anything. Human or pet hair, grass clippings, dog or your pet's food, dust from the vacuum cleaner, nutshells,
wine corks, cooked meats in small quantities. In reality, you can compost anything that was recently alive. So let me know if you also compost and what you compost. Do you compost foods, cooked foods, fish or meats?
Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and enjoy your garden.